Hello, hello. Welcome everybody to another episode of Diving Deep with your girl, Llesca. It is officially the month of November. Halloween was a pretty chill Halloween this year. I think the last year was as well. But it was enjoyable. Went trick-or-treating with my stepdaughter and my man's family. I am sad that my favorite month of the year is officially over, but I gotta make it up next year. I feel like I wasn't totally in the vibes, and that's not okay. As an October Libra and a Halloween lover and a fall season lover, I do love me summertime, but I do appreciate a good fall time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so the month of November brings family time with my family. I'm actually gonna go see them one more time before baby arrives. If you didn't know, I'm about 7 months pregnant, and it's getting to me, but I couldn't be happier. My baby's growing well, and that's all I can really ask for. You know what I'm saying? Update on the ebook. If you tuned into not the last episode, but the one before, I did speak about the ebook that's going to be accompanying this relationship series, which not necessarily are going to be consecutive episodes like on a weekly basis. As far as like, for example, every week is going to be a continuum, if that makes sense, because I'll still be throwing other types of episodes at you. And but yeah, this ebook is to pair up with the relationship series, and you'll know which one it is because I will be saying it has to do with the relationship series. And originally I was going with manifest your dream relationship, but like the more I've said it when I record, the more I think about it, like even though I know I don't mean for it to be like some fairy tale type shit, like unrealistic type shit, it just doesn't feel right calling it manifest your dream relationship, even though it could just fucking be. I felt called to reward it into something more like manifest an aligned relationship, which feels more boring. But in the end of the day, what we really want is that aligned relationship where you feel like you're both putting in the work. You're essentially like on the same wavelength, not the same people, not with the same tendencies, but it is aligned. So it's true to your core. You can be authentic, and it's going the way that your soul craves, essentially. So an aligned relationship. So that felt more aligned. So yeah, manifest an aligned relationship is what we'll call it from here on out, and that's what the ebook is going to be called. And the launch date will be sometime in December. I don't have an exact date yet. I've been trying to gather my bearings and really get some kind of schedule as far as when I record, when I work on the ebook, and then whatnot. So, along with my day-to-day job, along with my family life, along with being pregnant, y'all. So, bear with me, but it's coming out in December nonetheless. So stay on the lookout and I'll keep you guys posted. And what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Okay. No, we're just going on to the episode. So on to the episode. I'm gonna reiterate that this relationship series thing is not the fairy tale type thing. Like it's not no Disney love story. It's not no um concepts that have no base or have no realistic approach on a relationship. Um it just means that it's possible for you. And honestly, the first step just might be manifest and align or slash dream relationship, and it just might be with yourself first and foremost, because a lot of us haven't and established a relationship to self. A lot of us are walking around and just going day to day and then not questioning things and then wondering why this happens or why we attract this or blah blah blah, etc. And at the end of the day, we have to have a good relationship to self to bring that to a potential partnership, to show up as our best selves and know that we are able to cope and regulate, speak our needs and wants, which is part of a healthy relationship, right? So that just might mean that you're listening to this or you read it the ebook once it comes out and you're doing all the right things, and then you end up like really just falling in love with yourself, really getting to know yourself, really getting to know what it is that you crave, really getting to know where the fuck you're fucking up first, because we're all fucking up in one shape or form, I can guarantee you. And as a person that's deep dive head first into healing and everything in that relationship to self for about 6 years now, I can tell you that to this day, I am still getting to know myself. And I am in a position where I can create a better, I can show up better, right? But I'm telling you, because we all have our own triggers, wounds, and we change as well. So something may not matter in the past, but now it's different. So you can't get away from it. Now, so this one's essentially we're going to cover it, manifesting love daily, right? And what does that mean? Manifesting love daily just simply means making it happen, putting into to action. You don't manifest love. Like manifest is, I love that word, but I also feel like it puts it into a realm of like wishing and dreaming, but there's no action behind that for me. And I know for manifesting anything, you do have to have some action behind that. And additionally, aligned to action, because you could be doing all these things and doing them unconsciously. You could be paddling like backwards, if that's a thing. If you could be going the wrong way, you know what I mean? So action and aligned action specifically. So manifesting love daily in this aligned relationship or in order to acquire one or one for yourself. It means that we're not, let's see, we tend to wait till once I get the relationship, I'll be happy, or I'll do this, or I'll be this. And we tend to push things off into the future or just wish for that so hard if we don't have that relationship that we forget about the what we can do now, right? So it's just grabbing that concept and like, okay, I want that. How can you be that now? How can you give yourself that now instead of waiting and waiting? Or if you're there's people that are always in relationships, and I'm pretty much one of them. I can tell you that. I've done serial long-term relationships. And then there's people that are perpetually just fucking single. And, you know, it can go whichever way, but if you're the perpetually single person and you just never find that person, so you wait to quote unquote live or do the work to attract something better, right? It's just like you're lost and you're sad and you're like, you know what I mean? Whether you're drowning yourself in work or finding other ways to receive validation, doing everything but what you need to be doing to be good for you and to be good in the future, whatever, right? So essentially don't wait till you have that person to enjoy living. You know what I mean? We have it now. That's the beauty. Like the present moment is essentially all we have. This right here, right now, today. So I know it could be hard seeing couples out there doing couples things or on TikTok, and it's so cute, and the flowers, the dates or this and that, or you want to go to that place, and it could feel disheartening. And this could be even when you're not single. It could be you're in a partner, but in a partnership, but you guys don't do any of that. It just feels like a lackluster, like you're in a relationship, but it feels dead almost. Like there's no life, there's no magic, if you will. So if you're single, like don't wait to have a partner to go to that restaurant or like do that um little mini photo shoot or go do that picnic that's super cute and this and that. Write love letters to yourself. Start, doing that thing. Everything's so important because it lays the foundation for the future. And this kind of touches along with the topic that I spoke about in aligning with your, pretty much getting an alignment for your that dream relationship essentially. And but yeah, essentially this is just really emphasizing that you do it now. There's a lot of rhetoric going around instead of like wishing and waiting till something happens, but embodying that. If you want that, you must act like it now. Because honestly, I can tell you this from experience too, because I don't know if necessarily in the relationship realm, but like when even just some things that I want to do and whatever the reason it may be, and I'm like, oh, I'll do that then when I have time or when this or when that. I can tell you that that kind of thinking doesn't get me anywhere. I tend to procrastinate, or I don't do it, or I forget about it. So I've really, really, specifically in the last few months, I've been really loving that term embodying, because I'm like, what am I waiting for? Like, I got to make time for this. Like, this is important to me, so I'm going to do it. And I may fail half the time, but at least I'm trying it and I'm embodying it. So I'm getting myself in that energy where I'm open to love. I'm open to doing more, and I'm open, like I am that person that I long to be, and I show up as the person that I want to be in relationship. You know what I mean? So I'm really enjoying that term. I hope you guys keep it close. Put that one in your pocket as well. But yeah, go for it. And if you are in a relationship and you don't do any of the things that you wish you could do, I would definitely just look inward and be, ask yourself why, if it's not you, it could be, okay, sorry, I may rephrase that. So it could be either you're not feeling safe enough to speak your needs, or you have spoken your needs, but maybe not necessarily worded them in a conducive way, because there's a difference how you talk to people. We're humans at the end of the day, regardless how good you bring something up in relationship or any way. When it's something that we feel is negative, like doesn't matter how chill you are, doesn't matter how much self help work you've done, there's always a little cringe moment where you're like, oh shit, like, you know what I mean? And especially if you or both are in the relationship are new to this kind of work, it's going to be more feather ruffling, if you will, hearing something. So that you can't be like, oh, you never take me to the movies. Like, why don't you do that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to check yourself. So first, if you feel like you can't come correct or regulated, that's a better word, regulated, make sure like you take a deep breath, journal before you have the talk, or even write down bullet points. I write down bullet points sometimes too, because sometimes if I feel myself getting activated, or sometimes I just get nervous, then I put bullet points. I'm like, okay, so I don't forget how I want to say this or what I want to say. I'm going to write it in my notes. And I know it sounds so dumb, but it's helped me a lot too. So yeah, just first, are you speaking your needs? Two, are you speaking them in a loving way, in a conducive way? And then third, are you doing let's say you are speaking your needs and you're bringing them up well. Now your partner's still not receptive or they still don't want to do it, then over time you will tell if that's something that's either gonna if it's gonna break the relationship or like cause a tear over and over, whether it's one thing or whether it's multiple things, whether it's if it's that big of a deal to you, bringing it all back to you, right? Just what can you do with this, right? We can only do so much because at the end of the day, we're only responsible for our own actions and our own inner work. So, yeah, overall, guys, manifest that love daily. Do it today. Even I get caught up in like practices that I need to do. Like I do tapping, I do meditation, and I do tapping on different things. What else I do? Like journaling, reading my self-help, breath work, um, being silent and just not doing stuff. Like there's a bunch of different little things that I do to keep myself feeling good. And sometimes I guilt trip myself into not doing them because I'm like, oh, I'm not doing all of them, and oh, like it's no use or it's just not gonna work. And I'm like, no, 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 no. If you could do one out of those things and just alternate, if that's how your brain works, then go for it. I'm not a very consistent person, so that's helped me maintain a good like attitude, or I guess relationship with the things that I do, without feeling like a piece of shit, like, oh, I fucking failed at this, you know. No, it's like, hey, if I can choose one thing today, whether it's tapping today, whether it's a meditation another day, whether it's reading my self-help another day, as long as you're doing one small thing for yourself daily, I promise you this is good. And if you can build up on that, great. If some days you can get a bunch of it done too, and more than others, great. But try to have one thing that you really, really do for yourself, right? That's showing that you love yourself. Like it could be, maybe it's hard for you to meditate, or maybe it's hard for you to, I don't know, to start, period. Start with like 5 minutes of just silence. I know it sounds weird, but like just to, not be scrolling, take some deep breaths, and that's all you do for the day. That's a fucking win, guys. Because especially these days, that's a motherfucking win. That's what I gotta say. Yeah, so write a list. This is what I will tell you to do. Write a list of everything that you can do, what calls to you, because there's a million and one things. There are a million and one things to do that will help you, provide that self-love and do things for you. But do what you feel called to do, because it's a bunch. Do whatever feels right for you. Don't feel like you need to do what the next person is doing, or oh, they say that I should wake up at 5 in the morning and have my whole like fucking 3-hour routine and then I'll feel good, or my night routine. I'm like, some of us don't work like that. For some people it does work. Some people, you have to adapt or like switch it up a little bit, remix it a little bit. So find what works for you, but have a list of things that you go to. So some that don't take as much time, and some that are more like, like I'm gonna sit down and journal about this, or I'm gonna go to the park and read, or whatever, things that take more time. So you can, if there's some days that you just feel like shit, you're like, I can barely just like, I'm barely hanging today, then choose one of the lists that's the easiest. Like go take some deep breaths outside, look at the sun, and and that's all you do for that day. That's something. So that's what I would recommend in order for you to provide yourself and manifest that love daily, which in turn, in the long term, will be beneficial to your relationship to yourself, which will be beneficial to manifesting that aligned relationship or showing up better in a relationship, period. That's all for today, guys. Follow and rate my show. Sorry, I have my notes here. I'm trying to be, no, I am working on being more organized. And so I love doing this podcast. and I've made a promise to myself to show up uh, better to something that matters to me. And so y'all hold me to it if I start slacking. So anyway, follow and rate my show. If you feel like it could help somebody, please share it with them. And here's a little trick. If you're like, I listen on Spotify, but I don't know if you can do this on other podcast platforms, but on Spotify, you can literally push the playback speed setting to like at the most 3 times as fast. If you just can't wait for me to finish talking or I'm talking too slow, go ahead and speed that bitch up. You know what I mean? Whatever you need to do, but do it. So that's what I got for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. It means very much to know that I can help one person, if anything. So yeah, get out there and manifest that love. Bye bye.